There is something about historical K-dramas that feels timeless. And in 2025, it honestly feels like this genre is entering a new golden era. We're not just getting beautiful hanbok and palace politics anymore. We're getting layered characters, morally complex stories, and emotional journeys that feel incredibly modern, even though they're set hundreds of years in the past. And if you're someone who loves stories about power, survival, forbidden love, and characters who refuse to accept the roles society gives them, then these 5 historical dramas might be exactly what you're looking for. But here's the real question I want you to think about while watching this video. Do you prefer historical dramas for the romance, the political intrigue, or the character growth? Because each of these dramas brings something completely different to the table. And by the end, I want you to tell me which one you would watch first. The tale of Lady OK immediately stands out because it doesn't give us the typical noble heroine we've seen so many times before. Instead, it gives us a woman who survives by lying about everything: her identity, her status, and even her marriage. And honestly, that premise alone makes this drama feel refreshing. This isn't a story about someone born into power. This is a story about someone who creates power through intelligence, courage, and deception. And I think that makes Ok Tae-young one of the most fascinating female leads of the year. What makes this drama even more compelling is the emotional tension between survival and love. Chon Sung-wi risks everything to protect her, and that raises an important question. Can love exist when it's built on lies? Or does love become more real when someone chooses you despite knowing your truth? These kinds of emotional conflicts are what make historical dramas so addictive. And from what we know, this drama leans heavily into that tension. And we have to talk about Lim Ji-yeon because she has proven that she can portray complex, emotionally layered characters. She has this ability to make characters feel human, flawed, and relatable. And that's exactly what a role like Ok Tae-young needs. Personally, I think this drama could surprise a lot of people, especially viewers who are tired of predictable historical heroines. This is a character who isn't perfect, and that makes her more real. Let me ask you this. Do you prefer morally perfect characters or characters who do questionable things just to survive? Check-in Hanyang takes a completely different approach to the historical genre. Instead of focusing on royalty or palace politics, it focuses on young people working at the largest inn in Joseon. And honestly, I love this concept because it shows us a side of history we don't usually see. Not everyone lived in palaces. Most people lived ordinary lives, chasing dreams, building friendships, and falling in love. What makes this drama especially appealing is the focus on growth. These characters aren't born powerful. They grow, they struggle, and they learn. And there's something incredibly satisfying about watching characters evolve over time. Historical dramas often focus on power that people already have, but this drama focuses on power that people earn. There's also something charming about the inn setting. It becomes a crossroads where different people, stories, and secrets meet. And that kind of environment creates endless storytelling possibilities. Romance can blossom, friendships can break, betrayals can happen, dreams can be crushed or fulfilled. It feels more grounded and human. Personally, I think this drama might become a favorite for viewers who love character-driven stories, rather than heavy political plots. It feels lighter, but that doesn't mean it lacks emotional depth. Sometimes, the most powerful stories come from ordinary people trying to find their place in the world. And I'm curious, do you enjoy historical dramas more when they focus on royalty or when they focus on everyday people? The Queen Who Crowns brings us back into the dangerous world of palace politics, but this time, the focus is on a queen who helps create a king. And that concept alone is incredibly powerful because it shifts the perspective. Instead of watching a king rise to power alone, we see the woman behind that rise. Queen Won-jeong isn't just a passive royal figure. She's a kingmaker. She dreams of a new world, and she actively works to make it happen. And I think this is the kind of historical story that resonates strongly with modern audiences because it highlights ambition, strategy, and influence. What makes stories like this so fascinating is the cost of power. Power isn't free. It requires sacrifice. It requires difficult decisions. And sometimes it requires choosing ambition over personal happiness. That's where the emotional weight comes in. Because we're not just watching political moves, we're watching emotional consequences. I personally believe dramas like this remind us that history wasn't shaped by kings alone. It was shaped by partnerships, alliances, and often by women whose stories were never fully told. And this drama feels like it's giving that voice back. Let me ask you something. Would you rather watch a story about someone born into power or someone who helps create power from behind the scenes? The Scandal of Chunhwa introduces a princess who refuses to let others decide her future. After experiencing heartbreak, she makes the bold decision to choose her own husband. And that might sound simple, but in the historical context, it's incredibly rebellious. This drama explores themes of independence, identity, and emotional healing. Heartbreak is something everyone understands, regardless of time period. And watching a princess deal with heartbreak in a human, relatable way makes her feel less like a symbol and more like a person. What makes this story particularly interesting is the idea of choice. In many historical dramas, characters are trapped by duty. They marry for political alliances, not love. They sacrifice their happiness for their family or kingdom. But here, we see a character who challenges that system. And honestly, that makes her inspiring. She refuses to accept the idea that her life must be decided by others. She wants control over her own story, and that's a theme that resonates strongly with modern viewers. I think this drama could spark a lot of discussion, especially about love versus duty. Is it selfish to choose your own happiness, or is it necessary? What would you do if you were in her position? When Life Gives You Tangerines might be the most emotionally powerful drama on this list because it doesn't just focus on romance or politics. It focuses on life itself. It follows Aesun and Gwan-sik across 4 seasons on Jeju Island, showing their growth, struggles, and relationship over time. And the casting alone is enough to make people excited. IU and Park Bo-gum are both known for their emotional depth and ability to bring characters to life in a very natural way. When actors like this come together in a story about love and life, expectations naturally become very high. What makes this drama stand out is its focus on time. Life doesn't change overnight. People grow slowly, relationships evolve, dreams change, and this drama seems to capture that beautifully. It's not just about dramatic moments, it's about the quiet moments too. The moments that define who we become. Personally, I think this kind of storytelling hits the hardest emotionally because it reflects real life. Not everything is dramatic. Sometimes the most meaningful moments are the simplest ones. And Jeju Island adds another layer of beauty and symbolism. It represents freedom, isolation, growth, and change. It becomes more than just a setting. It becomes part of the story. I think this drama has the potential to become one of those unforgettable stories that stay with viewers long after it ends. And I want to know, do you prefer fast-paced dramatic stories or slow emotional journeys that focus on character growth? Historical dramas in 2025 are proving that this genre is far from outdated. In fact, it feels more relevant than ever. These stories explore identity, power, love, survival, and personal freedom, themes that still matter today. And what makes them special is how they allow us to see modern emotions through historical lenses. So now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 dramas are you most excited to watch, and why? Do you want intense survival stories, inspiring political journeys, rebellious princesses, heartfelt life stories, or character-driven growth? Let's talk about it in the comments, because your opinion might help someone else discover their next favorite drama.